Okay, good day, my people. Let's quickly run the events of the day, informations we are getting, and what else is happening back home and from wherever we can get it. Now, we are going to read with the automated machine so that we can be fast about it. We have so many things happening from everywhere. So right now, as you join us, we are receiving a news now coming from news coming from Turkey about the Ozubulu issue. Also, we will read that for you before we continue with other informations that we have. Things happening all around Nigeria, Biafra struggle, and more. So first of all, listen to this. We got just this right now.
It has happened. Turkish-based billionaire sues Sun newspaper for presenting him as bishop. In response to the viral video where he was seen spraying money in bundles, our brother Kingsley E. Coma aka Escobar Smith wants everyone to know that he is neither a drug baron or into any kind of Yahoo job. He says he is a legitimate businessman and verified real estate developer in Abuja. I am neither the so-called bishop nor from Ozubulu in Anambra State. I've never been to South Africa nor Ozubulu before. I hail from Omuya Abia State but base in Turkey. I am a legitimate businessman, verified real estate developer in Abuja. I hereby call on the Office of the Inspector General of Police, DSS, and other security-related departments to do proper investigations into the massacre in Ozubulu. As for Sun newspaper, wait for me. I know some stupid fools want to tarnish my reputations, but I will follow up this case with my team of lawyers till the end. My sympathy to the bereaved families, and the truth must prevail. PLS, my beloved friends, help me and share this report round and viral. God bless you all. This is another report not quite long on the news of Ozubulu killings. More will unfold as things go on. Let us keep our fingers crossed. God will reveal more things in Jesus' name, amen.
Okay, we deal with that. This is from what is happening here is related to the killing in Ozubulu. When you hear that machine saying Ozubulu, so you know that is Ozubulu is talking about there. This is about the incident in Ozubulu. There is our brother again, who is Mr. Kingsley Ekoma, aka Ekoba Smith, who lives in Turkey, and he's an estate developer in Abuja. There's a video that went viral about him spreading money everywhere, and people took him mistakenly for the bishop of a man. But let's talk about him himself also spreading money in that very light. Is that also justified, even if you are doing a legitimate business as an Igbo man who is living in the Western world, who have seen the light and the pleasures and displeasures of our people? Is that the way to go about spreading money or helping the people by squandering money in that attitude? It is not the best. Even if you are not the bishop, as you clearly state here, you want to, the AIT and the Sons newspaper that carried this news, you want them to retract the information. But on your own part, the sharing of money like that is disgraceful. You should also know that. That is it. This is an information just coming in. The man is living in Turkey and he is an estate agent, estate developer in Abuja. His name is Mr. Kingsley Ekoma. So he wants every one of you to share the information that he is not the bishop, but he is the one that we saw on that very video sharing money, lavishing money like another stupid human being also, irrespective of the fact that he is not the bishop. But what he's doing, no matter how he's got the money, how genuine it is, also the example he's setting out there is not worth it. So we continue with other news. This is now an interview held with the Biafran, okay, let me say one of the gubernatorial aspirants in the Anambra election, but leaning Biafra, Chidi Ofodile. We will hear the interview and his response. Then we can also talk about that.
I will run Anambra on Biafran ideology Offadile.
When you hear the Offadile, it's Offodile. So I want us to be getting the picture and the pronunciation from this machine correctly. It says Offadile, but anywhere that Offadile is repeated, please bear in mind that is Offodile. So we continue.
Chudi Offadile, a lawyer, is a governorship aspirant in Anambra State on the platform United Progressives Party, UP. The former member of the House of Representatives, who has been an ardent advocate of what he calls Biafra brand, in this interview insisted that he would run a Biafra system, if elected. You are a very successful...
And now starts the interview. Please pay attention and listen carefully to what the questions are and what his answers are. We will deliberate on that, where he got it correct, where he got it wrongly, anything going, we will know. This is just a kind of question to know the set of mind of the people who say they are Biafrans, if they are really or they are not. It's left for you to make your own judgment.
Lawyer, why are you going into politics? Well, the truth is...
Sorry, we will repeat that first question so that we get it all correct.
You are a very successful lawyer. Why are you going into politics? Well, the truth is, I have always been in politics. I was elected into the House of Representatives in 1999, I was elected in 2003. But after I tried to go to the Senate in 2007 and 2011 unsuccessfully, I decided to quit.
The question becomes, somebody who has run in the House of Representatives in 1999 and also elected again in 2003, then 2007 and 2011, he unsuccessfully wanted to run for the Senate. He failed and he quit. If somebody has made such an impression, if there was a good impression in his leadership within the time he was in office, 1999 to 2003, if there's a good record, I wonder why he did not make it to the Senate just 4 years later. So we continue. That's a lingering question you need to refresh in that, to know somebody who has had his time severally in the seat of governance, how he missed the opportunity and now has to go this way. Let's continue to hear what he's saying.
In between, I wrote the book The Politics of Biafra and the Future of Nigeria. I was working on my second book too, which reveals the investigations I carried out as chairman of the Public Petitions Committee of the House of Representatives. And that was taking my time until I decided to redefine the politics of our area. Since the Anambra governorship election was the first one coming up, I thought I should use it to give a new ideological direction for the politics of the eastern area. You won the election to the House of Representatives on the platform of PDP, now you are going into the governorship on UP's platform. Why did you dump the PDP for UP? I actually dumped the party before the crisis. My leaving PDP had nothing to do with the current crisis. It actually got to do with the fact that I was tired of the kind of politics the political parties without ideological bearing were playing. All the parties were two sides of the same coin. It didn't quite make sense, and I just felt that there was no need. And there was also a lingering crisis in the Anambra State chapter of the PDP, which began in 2003 up till today. At that point I decided, and I left before the current mocker fight, so it had nothing to do with the current crisis. I also mentioned that I quit politics and now I have gone back with UP as my preferred destination. Why UP? Oh, clearly because the UP has taken a clear ideological position, which I believe is the best position that the Igbo people in Nigeria should follow. UP has emphasized the right to self-determination, I mean these are revolutionary ideas within the Nigerian context, so it fits into my own personal conviction. When you say it fits into your conviction, do you mean the party is sympathetic to IPOB? The issue is really, I wrote a book on Biafra, that book dealt with the history of the struggles within the Biafra, then the prescriptions for the future. That is the difference between that book and other books on Biafra. So in the process, I analyzed the recent agitations of the Biafra groups, and the customary government. So it gave me a clear understanding of what I believe in, I mean representing the general attitude of our people, particularly the younger generation. What is that in the Anambra of today that you feel is missing in governance that you want to go and address? The first fundamental thing is the idea of decentralization of power. In Nigeria, Igbo agitate for decentralization of power. It is not enough to seek for devolution of power from the federal government to the state, whereas within the state government has all the powers, including powers that ought to go to the local government. So in effect, there is no difference in the operation of the Anambra state government in the last 16 years. For instance, there is clearly no local administration in Anambra state. I think elected local government councils have only existed once in the last 16 years, it is always caretaker committee. So that is concentration of power, and what I seek is an antithesis, which I call the Biafran ideology, which is an antithesis of the Nigerian system, which emphasizes decentralization of power and participatory democracy. And you know it is not my original idea, it was already put together in the later years of Biafra by Professor Chinua Achebe and other brilliant Igbo scholars. They emphasized participatory democracy and decentralization of power. So my idea remains that we need to put it into practice, criticize centralization of power in the center, whereas that is what goes on there. We have had a party in power for at least 12 years, representing Igbo interest, but the question is how much of that Igboness have they represented, what is their view on restructuring, on Biafra, whether we are having a Biafran state, or sharing power to the regions. Nobody is clear. So I think they have been too silent on those key issues which deal with the protection of the Igbo interest in Nigeria. And I believe that is the foremost reason they were given the mandate. And I think they failed decisively. That is why it has become necessary to create an alternative platform to agitate and protect the interest of the Igbo people in Nigeria. UP is believed widely to be a party that IPOB and Biafra sympathizers have embraced, but ironically the same people are saying there should not be election in Anambra. How do you see the contradiction?
This question is a very tactical question and it's a very contradictory question as he ends up with how do you see the contradiction? Because UP is believed widely, as the question rightly stated, to be the party the IPOB and the Biafran sympathizers have embraced. But ironically, the same people are saying there should be no election in Anambra State. Now, let's see what the answer of our brother is. The problem we have found out in some of us is living in denial when we see things that are not real because we just want to please our mind or to please the minds of or the belief or the sentiment of the people. We just live in that denial. Now, this question is a direct question, whether there's a controversy. I don't know how you understand it, but I understand it as an absolute big controversy. You cannot be telling one people two things at a time. We are now completely engulfed with confusion. But let's first of all listen to what this gubernatorial aspirant has to say about it. So far, all his statements, comments, and the answers to the questions has been adequate. And it's left for more. For me, I needed them to go into more scrutinized vetting process than ordinary debates and questions. People can always tell you what you wish to hear. But let's go on.
Is it truly a contradiction? I don't know.
He asks the question. That is the beginning of his answer. I want you to be aware of that. He asked a question first, to answer this question, he asks, is it truly a contradiction? He doesn't know. But this is supposed to be clear that when you send a contradictory message to one set of people, when they are listening to multiple voices, it becomes difficult for the people to actually have a very good sense of direction anyway. Let's continue. This is the beginning of his answer. Let's go.
Is it truly a contradiction? I don't know, but I will say Biafra is a great brand, a very great brand, and the reason is clear. The 2.5 years that Biafra existed, it was a successful state, Biafra was innovative, and of course it manifested technological abilities. Biafra was self-reliant, that is why it is a great brand, it had a great leader in Emeka Ojukwu. So today Nnamdi Kanu has taken up the battle. Nnamdi has shown that characteristics, he is resolute, he is audacious, he is bold, that is the Biafran brand. Now the Biafran idea is the idea of freedom and justice, and the most important thing is if Biafra represents freedom, it means that different people will have different opinions and ideas on how the Biafran dreams should be realized or what the Biafran idea actually means. So it needs not just be IPOB or Nnamdi Kanu or Uchenna or whoever, it is a free society. They can talk about boycott, I am interested in the idea and I am interested in the election, we just have different opinions, it doesn't affect the brand. That brand is great like I mentioned, because the Igbo brand was not very successful in Nigeria. So the Biafran brand is what we should try, and I think that should be the direction.
Yeah, that's the answer. He's talking about the brand here. We all know that the Biafran brand is a very strong brand. It's a brand that is untouchable. It's a brand that you cannot put to death. We all know that. But what we are talking about here is how to present that brand in a successful way, how to uplift that brand, how to bring that brand to light. That is what the question is all about. The controversy in the messaging will not help the brand, although the brand is a strong brand. But the controversy will help and always help to confuse the direction of the people who controls this brand. So we'll continue.
So you believe strongly that the best thing for the Igbo at the moment is to have Biafra as a country?
Now, this is another pinpointed question that needs a straightforward answer. And here, let's listen to the logic here and how people will try to understand it with quoted and designed meaningful ways. But it's okay for you to have your own understanding. But this is so you believe strongly that the best thing for the Igbos at the moment is to have Biafra as a country. It's a direct, pure and direct question. Whether you believe that the best thing is for us to have our own nation, Biafra. This is his answer.
It is to have Biafran identity, not the state.
I don't know what that means. A state can be a nation. A state is a country. A state can be a nation. A country can be also a state. So, in this context, you can understand this answer to be, it is not to have Biafran identity. For him, is the Biafran identity, not the state. What is the difference between the identity and the state? Then you start to know where exactly he stands. If he says it is to have the Biafran identity, not the state, it's a clear answer also. This means the state in this very context represents the country or the nation, whatever you want to say, call it, that the agitators are actually looking for, secession that brings about a new country. That's what they're talking about here. And that is what this very statement defines, that this is not what he's talking about. He's talking about the Biafra identity. And he's going to, through his own explanation, explain to you clearly what he means by the Biafran identity.
Some people want the state, I want the Biafran identity.
Another very clear statement. Some people want the state. That state, in this context, represents the country and or the nation, Biafra, which is exactly what the agitators, so many agitators, which is exactly also why mobbing wants candidates to go into UPP, which is exactly why this very man now who is answering this question is a candidate and to some degree the only candidate now standing for the Biafran movement in that very alliance between mobbing and UPP. And this is his answer. He doesn't want, he's not talking about the state of Biafra, the nation of Biafra, the country of Biafra. Well, he's talking about the identity of Biafra, the freedom of Biafrans to be able to identify themselves, do their own things, exhibit their potential inside Nigeria. That is what he's talking about. It's clear. I will go again from the question and then allow the answer to rule itself completely so that you can get it, or you can also make your own meaning out of it. I know people do that all the time, but let's do it again.
So you believe strongly that the best thing for the Igbo at the moment is to have Biafra as a country? It is to have Biafran identity, not the state. Some people want the state, I want the Biafran identity. That is the brand. The Igbo brand didn't succeed in Nigeria. The Igbo man is not respected, they look down on him. But the Biafran brand, even those who don't love it, those who don't like it, at least respect it. That is where we should go. Some people put it as separate state, others want it as part of Nigeria, which is a point of view. Some other people really feel it is an idea that can be implemented in any environment, which is a point of view. That is the essence of the Biafran idea itself, freedom. That is the basis of the innovation that occurred in Biafra. People are free to think and express themselves. That is what we should push for, a free society.
Okay. This is basically all the answers we have for this. They said some others, they say some people put it as want it to be put in as a separate state. Others want it to be as part of Nigeria, which is a point of view. Which is a point of view. Some others really feel it's an idea that can be implemented in any environment, whether it's in Nigeria, whether it's outside Nigeria. Some people believe that it can happen either ways, which is also a point of view. It says that is the essence of the Biafran idea itself. Freedom. Freedom. Complete freedom is the Biafran strength. Is the Biafran ideology. I'm receiving a call right there, and we will end this so far for these two this thing we have done. Let me see if I take this call while I'm on broadcast right now. I'll see what goes. Hello? 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 Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening to you. Yeah, I'm hearing you. You're hearing me? I'm hearing you. You're not hearing me? Yes, very well and clear. Yes. Okay. At this very time, so that you know, I was about to make. I'm trying to address some issues. You hear me? Hello. I don't think the call is going through. In any case, I'm just about ending the little speech before my friend called me. So I'm going to go ahead and end it. Maybe I'll talk to him on the other side. So if you've been there, I hope you had a pleasant time hearing what I'm saying. My addressing the two issues we brought up here. We talk about the Tokai brother of ours, resident brother of ours who's residing in Tokai, who made a comment about the misunderstanding and the names, and also about the interview held by our brother Chido Afodi. Oh, you are there, right? You are still hearing me? Okay. I thought that even you're not hearing me. If you're there, I'm trying to make a presentation here about information that we got about the Ozubulu killing. There's a man, our brother, who is residing in Tokai. His name is Kinsley. Uh, Ekeoma, Kinsley Ekeoma. He is the man who is seen at the video spreading money. So people thought he was the bishop. So today he's saying that he's going to sue the AIT and the Sun newspapers for parading his video as a bishop. And he's making it clear to people that he's not the bishop. But yes, they use the wrong person. But at the same time, his own character, irrespective of the fact that he said he's a real estate developer in Abuja but based in Tokai, the manner by which you can, we saw him on that very video spreading money, irrespective of how you got that money, that is not a very, it's not a reasonable character also. So he's clearing his name about not being bishop. On the other side, he's guilty of wrong identification to the Biafran people, if I should say it that way. Have you seen? You saw his video? Yeah, and also I read an interview here, which is also a little bit worrisome about the interview. I don't know. I think the Sun newspapers also had with Doctor. No, is it barrister or Chidi Afobile? With pinpointed questions that the answers is of great concern, because when they ask a question that goes with, so you believe strongly that the best thing for the Biafra, for the Igbo people, is having a country of their own, Biafra, and you answer that it is to have the Biafran identity, not the state. In this context, the state you are talking about represents the country or a nation. If you say it's about having the identity, not the state, that means you are definitely saying you are not for a country or a nation, Biafra, but the identity, which he goes on also to very much clarify about what he means by the identity, which is that the identity is the freedom to express ourselves within or outside Nigeria, the identity, the Igbo brand, for people to be able to, for us also to be able to come, is to build our true potentials, which is just like freedom of the Biafran people in Nigeria, not actually talking about having a state of Biafra or a nation called Biafra. So that question also, the answer there is worrisome. And this man is the front runner, as I information coming on the platform UPP from Morbid, which is the hopeful platform the Biafran people wishes to use. So I don't know how you see it yourself. And if you also, as a one of the gubernatorial candidates, you yourself there, if you ask that question, if that question is given to you, what are you going to give us as an answer? Now, in the recent confusion going on, we are getting the information about the disappointment, if so to say, that because a lot of us, a lot of people feeling disappointed. So many aspirants like you also calling in and they feeling disappointed about how it is going. So, how do you see what is going on within the UPP? Do you think that you people who have been recognized as the Biafran minded, do you think you have the chance to make it up to that ticket? How much more to come up as the governor of Anambra State? With the stance of things today, how hopeful are you? Yeah. Yeah. The, the, the time is already there. You have only some few days now to go into the primary, and if the aim and the mind of the mobbing is defeated, that means UPP have cheated us again. Then I don't know where we'll go from there. That is why we are crying. That is why I feel myself here that everything, since it was not possible to conduct a really rigid vetting and know who is who, since the mobbing pretended that they are no, the UPP chief was pretended that he accepted the vetting period but process, but did not even put it as a as any this thing, so that policy in the party system, so that the aspirants know and they get ready, so that also the Biafrans, because the question is, how are we going to be sure of being free from or safe from what happened with Apuga? It's not coming to say we want to fill our place with Biafran-minded individuals. We have tried that before with Apuga; it did not work. As at 2011, 2012 here, there was every rejection of any dimension of political system in the Biafran struggle. It was like a taboo. It is even this time, after they have gone through the struggle with Nnamdi and there were so many households that went with it, they saw that they come back now to think about it, that failing the system doesn't mean that the system is not right. That we made a mistake doesn't mean that using the political system is the way to go about it. It means that we need to learn from our mistakes and correct that very system. It's a very plausible way to seek for a referendum, and that is why we are trying it again. But when we want to try it again, I told that was the problem I have with Rick and the Mob and some members of the Mob and the UPP, of course. Because when you are going into that alliance, once you go into that agreement, the first thing you have to make sure that you put in place is the message that will guide the people to understand that what happened before will not happen before. And the message is not just about saying it. We are going to do this. You will put them, make them know that there is going to be a kind of uh, mechanism on the ground to checkmate that what we experienced within the Apoca days did not happen. That was why I talked about the very vetting process. That if we are telling them, okay, this is what we are going to do, this is what we are going to implement, this is what's going to make the difference of what happened that time, this is what we saw we did not do then, and we are going to do now, to make you be on the safe side that what happened in the Africa days will not happen. That is why people now prefer Nnamdi's message that have no substance on it. Nnamdi's message is just give us Biafra. We want to Biafra. People prefer that message because they don't know where the message will lead to. They prefer that uncertainty than the one they already believe that it is going to lead to people defrauding others, people lying to others, something they have tried before. Because there's nobody, they are giving them the message, first of all, that this is what you are going to do differently. They are only concentrated in, oh, we want to occupy our space with a political space with our people. How do you do that? How do you want the people to believe you first? That is the question there. And now again, if we could have, if the mobbing could have gone into this argument or this dialogue with the UPP, that could have bring that assurance. If UPP accepts this proposal of this message, then the message will now correct all these mistakes because UPP will make it authentic. We will know where they stand, whether they accept that message as the message going forward or not. When they don't accept that message, because you can't accept that message if your mind is not really for Biafra. You will not accept to vet your people and bring out a candidate that is only about the mindset and not about the money. That is why UPP now is going only for the money because there is no vetting. They are not talking about the qualification. They are not talking about the mindset. They are talking about what is the income of the party. That's what you are saying. So the message from the onset, the mindset of the accord of UPP mobbing was wrong from the onset. They didn't think about it. So that is where I stand, and that is why I'm disappointed. I feel I cannot move any longer with this. I believe on a Biafra that will take up to 14 years to come. And I believe that with that program, it will work towards through the political system, where every 4 years there will be election. And if we can gain our own area, if we make that gain, then in the next 8 to 14 years, that we can be talking with our diplomats in the international community, we can be talking with our representatives in the House and in the Senate. Ọ bụrụ ọsọ ikwu okwu ọ kweghị ọgụ ọkpọ anyị na-akọ na street na-eti Biafra Biafra ọ na anyị nwere people like you gị gadị a na-eti mmadụ ọnụ ma ọ ya kụri ego ma ọnụ na ịnọ na house na-ekwu okwu Biafra ha kpụrụ ego ọnụ ọ gị kpụrụ ihe ọnụ bịa ọ ya bara anyị uru mma ọgụ a na-alụ na the street a na-egbu our people aka enwe weight karịa we are doing something that we are supposed to do inside the house, outside the house. We are not in the system. Nobody listen to us. So, my brother, I don't know if you are still there, if you are hearing me. Yes, yeah, 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 yes, yeah, yes, yes. the best thing is if this guy goes astray. If this guy goes astray, immediately the list come out. You people, we should go completely against him. If you know that Chudi will not even get it. Chudi himself, I don't know how. If not person like you, I don't know how trustful or how forceful they can be. Also to this guy. Yes, I'm here with you, but I will soon leave now because I have. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yeah. That is the worst one. And then if, after that, take what supposed make Amara go up in influence, go up in because you can't come and destroy the unless if you do the Biafra great, we raise you up high. But if you come and use Biafra to play this Biafra Nigerian politics again, then this time how come I destroy your destroy your reputation at least. I don't believe in taking people down, but at least making you have no more say that you don't come out and people listen to you. On matters like that, they can go away with their money, find somewhere to go and do their business and everything. Oh yeah, my brother. Okay, now my brother, we'll be talking.